Welcome back to Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, where we are up to episode 8 now, and we are going straight in, joining the hunt for Grovyle, where we're going to be checking, I think we're on Northern Desert first. So, before we head out, we have to check the purple Kecleon, as is tradition. Speak to these guys before we go out. Dustin was there, telling us to take care. Shout out and Wigglytuff as well. We'll catch that Grovyle. The Time Gear Thief that is Grovyle. So at the moment, as the player, and I think correct up to like real world events as well, Grovyle has taken 3 Time Gears. And we are trying to hunt down the locations of the Time Gears to see where he's going to pop up next. I'm going to try and catch him. Ah, still nothing. One day he'll have Flamethrower, one day. I'm not going to do anything cheeky, just like go to Beach Cave over and over until he spawns it. Let's just continue playing the game. Let's head out. I'm going to dismiss the other 2 team members right at the beginning. Should get some interesting cutscene here. But no, that's at the end. Normally. Northern Desert is through here. Let's find that Time Gear. Let's do it. So, Northern Desert theme. I mean, there's 2 parts to this dungeon. The second one we'll get the next day. This theme is quite relaxing, to be fair. It's not one that rings any bells in particular or strikes any chords. It's a nice theme, but it's not like... Oh dear. That is a terrifying move for an enemy to use. Yeah, this theme doesn't... It's not one of the more memorable ones or the more significant of the game. But I think after this one, pretty much everything will be kick-ass. 200 damage, not bad for a water gun. The floor's nice and simple as well. We like an easy layout. Quite a lot of HP as well, these guys. Definitely stepping up. I mean, saying everything I did about the thing, I did quite like it. About a minute for me to change my mind. These things. I've only really got this dungeon left until the game sort of, in my opinion, really kicks off. I mean, my criteria for a good game are good story and good music. And at the moment the story is still kind of a mystery. The main characters aren't wrapped up in the events of the real world as such yet. But they're about to become it. Battle Toy gender neutral. There's quite a few Pokemon, mostly legendaries, that are gender neutral. Didn't know Battle Toy was one of them. Which is even more annoying in the first game when you actually have to kind of sit through the hits as well, rather than just a kind of temporary pause. In the later games you don't get that at all, which is nice. Loving that water gun at the moment. So, honestly, in every playthrough I've done, I never get a good water move. Like, Water Pulse is the main one. You want a long range hitter. Yeah, I always end up with Flamethrower, because I always get it eventually, either through levelling up or the purple Kecleon has it eventually. But yeah, I need to look online about where you get Water Pulse from. Water Pulse, or I think Surf is the one that hits everyone in the room, including you. So it's kind of a sacrifice of a Reviver Seed to beat a monster house, which you'd probably be sacrificing a lot more than that if you do a straight fight anyway. Disabled every other move. Yes, I have. Still haven't got Type Advantage Master for Sun. We're still using non-effective moves at the moment. Cheeky level up. moves though. I think Crunch is his next one. I think he learns very few actual water moves during his evolution. Thank you. Right, Max Elixir down. Oh no, got one. Really? I mean, it is a better tactic just to have every item as a reviver seed and have no Max Elixirs, but I was kind of hoping I would have one, but no. Let's just set that. Similar number of floors between pretty much every dungeon in this game. It's always 10 to 15. I'll do it. Even the end game dungeons, even the post game dungeons in the post game story have a similar amount. Rarely exceeds 20. Let me die so I can get some PP back. He needs type advantage faster. I don't know how I haven't got it yet. I thought that was one of the earlier ones, to be honest. I'm not going to start healing at all because I want to be knocked out really so I can regain Ember. Must be near the end already. I don't think we have to go through this one because you end up going back to the end point in this dungeon, but I don't think you actually have to do it again. Oh dear, right. Already next door. Oh, Sam's still there as well. Where is he? He's miles away. Oh dear. This is where you need a roll call, or it is actually quite a good item. I should dodge all of them. Alright, he's through that. It's got me a level. That's not Lava Bloom yet, is it? Flame Wheel, okay. Right, I think that is basically... So, hit 6, power 5. I think that's better than Ember in every way, I think. Yeah, I might as well replace Ember, I think. Ember or Tackle. Let's compare Tackle and Quick Attack. So that's 6 and 3. And that is 8 and... Oh, Tackle's better somehow. So let's replace Ember with Flame Wheel. Because it doesn't do anything that Ember doesn't, although it's normal attack rather than special attack, I think. I don't think that matters too much for Cyndaquil because they're roughly similar. Oh well, it's not a move I'm going to keep for the end game anyway, so it's a step up for now. Yeah. Right, I found Sam, although he's a long way away. There we go. Got there in the end. Yeah, warp traps, dangerous. Couple of floors left, I reckon. Maybe this is the last one. One hit kill, not bad. I reckon this is the last floor. Nice. This one 100%. I'm sure there's no 16th. He's got some killer moves. Scratch, man. Not buy it either, use Water Gun. I can't be bothered to change it. I'm sure he can read my mind. I need some gummies to get him type advantage master, because he would have used them now. There we go, blast kicked in. Blaze even. Got Carnivine already, so don't need that, and I think that should be the end. Yep. Clearing thing. I think we're going to have a very similar thought to the one we had in Fogbound Lake. There's nothing here, Sam's given up. It's feeling it's like the one I got at Fogbound Lake. I know this place. seems like I've been here before. Daydreaming. Seems like nothing here. So Sam's adamant, and he's forcing me away, and that's it. That's the end of the exploration. Giving up that early. Lifted a few clouds, but that's it. What a terrible disappointment. And it looks like everyone else has had the same results. Nobody found anything. So they went to Eastern Forest, which I'm sure isn't a dungeon in this game. Eastern Cave is. I don't think Eastern Forest is. Nothing really there but the forest. As for Crystal Cave, on the other hand, which is a dungeon. So pretty that I couldn't help myself to a crystal. Like Trio being a savage. So mean. Dusknaut, we couldn't find the time gear. Blaming himself, still polite. Let's reconsider. Devise a new strategy tomorrow. What a disappointment. So many of those places held promise, but at the same time, I recognised, the main character recognised this place before. He had the same reaction to first being at Fogbound Lake, and there was a time gear at Fogbound Lake. I don't think there's any scenes here. No, next morning straight away. Let's crack on. What's the search going to be today? Now, a new strategy. While we develop, we ask you search for the time gears on your own initiative. Okie dokie. Hopefully they're in Beach Cave, so we can do 3 floors and cheekily grab a time gear. Where should we go? Flashing back to the northern desert, and that feeling we got. Maybe there really are secrets there. I want to go back to Quicksand Desert. I don't know why I didn't tell him this yesterday. Sam believes me once again. So it's interesting to compare his reaction, the part of Pokemon's reaction, to kind of your suggestions, early game and late game. Because early game he's not sure. Like when you first tell him about the dizzy spell you had, about Drowsy, and about how Drowsy's bad, he doesn't believe you at the start. Whereas now, at this point in the game, he believes everything you say pretty much. He trusts you completely. Which is kind of sweet. Good character development, I think. Flamethrower. Please! No, never mind. Check for revive seeds as well while we're here. Not that we really need any. I won't bother buying the gummies. Oh well. Right, back into Quicksand Cave then, in that case. Quicksand Desert. Giving it away too early. So no, we don't have to do the dungeon again, remember now. Still obscured by clouds, this region. And we're back again. Still seems like there's nothing here. Do we get a scream here? I can't remember. Still feel it. I know it somehow. Aside from those pits, there's nothing. I had an idea. If there's only quicksand, that's the key to this mystery. There's no way forward, or is there? Let's dive in! Yes! 100% dive into the quicksand pits. See, again, he trusts you straight away, he has faith in you. It's all thanks to us that he's come this far. Another nice flashback. So yeah, very similar mysteries to the waterfall one. Obviously, rule 1 of gaming, check beyond the waterfall. That paid off there. And in this case, it's going to be rule 2, check underneath the quicksand pits. So let's go for it. Let's jump into the pit. 2, 3. Straight in. And there we go. We've fallen into a cave. Ah, this is the theme. This one I love. This is like Mystery Uncovered theme. And now it's crunch time. Absolutely love it. So there we go, we have discovered Quicksand Cave. It's dark here. How any air gets into this place, I mean it makes sense that very little light gets here, but how any air gets here, I do not know. Just have an external opening somewhere other than the quicksand. Blasting everything away with flame oil. Then move for Sam as well. Nice. Ice Fang, okay. We will definitely take that. Yeah, the moves I want for him really are Water Pulse, Ice Beam, and then Crunch, I guess. And then just something else I don't really know. Yeah, I'll definitely let him use that, because that is a very good move at this stage in the game. Love the Grovyle. Flygon's one of the Pokemon I always get when I do a Pokemon Emerald playthrough. I know it's not meant to be very good, but very cool Pokemon. Just try and stay out of the way a little bit. Nice. Oh, I got any gummies. I really want Type Advantage Master, because I can't be asked to select his move every time I want him to use something in particular. Another level. So it must not be for quite a while that we're on the Grovyle Bloom yet, because that's the next big move I want to get for myself. I definitely want to have that by the by the penultimate dungeon. That's quite a useful move. When it comes to AoE abilities, I think I had a theory in the last time I played this game. Because against the final boss of the main story, I was always using Lava Plume and it always failed because the final boss has Intimidate. I had a theory that using Lava Plume makes Intimidate 9 times more likely because you're attacking 9 tiles. So I'm sure it would always work when I used... It would always be fine when I used Flamethrower. But Intimidate would always trigger when I used Lava Plume. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my theory. Use a max elixir here, but I've watched my health, but I've got about 8 Reviver Seeds, so I don't really need it. Please don't be a dead end, make it all the way around. Yep, I'll take that death. Perfectly happy with that. Restores a bit of PP for Flame Up, so... There is a boss fight at the end of this. Oh dear, right. Okay, hopefully I've got a good item to get me out of this. That just wipes the target. Eco could be useful if I've got nothing else. Toto would be very good to make everyone confused, fight the way out. Some of these paws. I think Toto's going to be the best here. So that's everyone confused. Hopefully some of them will attack each other. The people tell us to fire. Scruffy wants to join. I'm going to dismiss him immediately because he's going to get into trouble otherwise. Sam's up. And that's the one good thing about monster houses. Loads of XP if you do actually beat it. Not Ice Fang, man. I might keep the Scruffy just for this. Sam's definitely in trouble though, 2 people. Ooh. Okay, yep, I'll definitely keep the Scruffy. I like that. Right, let's try and... Oh, they've got rollout. I don't want to jump in front of them. Nice. Thank you again. Right. I don't know if I want to do that actually. I'll basically want me and Sam in line, but the Grovyle is gonna. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, clearly we must be capped out for an attack now because he's used that about 8 times. Pin missile. Okay, that's a massive move. Just haven't used that. Cheeky level again. Level up twice since we're in. Very nice. Not too nice. Okay. If I go down and right, will Sam follow me there? I think he will. Yep, okay, good. That's what I want. Danger. Oh dear. Not good. Why did he not move? Was he running? He can't be out of PP, surely. Oh, he was slowed, wasn't he? From Pupital. I remember. Yeah, let's get one of these out. That's, good enough. Okay, maybe you can actually lose the Sky Boost though. I thought you couldn't because you always keep it upon death, but I guess if you lose it in a dungeon. Might be losing another one? Yep. Okay, I think we're down to about 5 seeds now. So. I could have protected them all had I played properly, but not too bothered at this stage. And last one. And we are clear. Monster house defeated. Bow back. And let's have the gully. So, I mean, usually, I think more so in the first game, you could generally, if you were being careful, you could tell when there was a monster house by the number of items on the floor. If there's loads of items and it looks like a very appealing room, it's probably a monster house. But I don't think that's really the case in Sky or Time of Darkness. It was certainly the case in sort of Magma Cavern and Sky Tower in the first game. More Grovyle. That's a poison type move, isn't it? I can't remember what relation. Like, with types, I'm never very good because with types like poison and ghost and dark and that, their effectiveness changes per game, and I'm never actually really sure whether it's super effective or not effective at all. Because in my head, dark. Is it psychic that doesn't affect dark, and then but dark is super effective on psychic? And then Psychic and Ghost super effective on each other? I don't know. Right, so we're at the midpoint. And I'm going to keep Grovyle along for the boss fight, I want him using acupuncture first turn, and then just spamming pin missile. I don't know what if poison is super effective on psychic. Might not be very effective because I think psychic's super effective on poison. Again, I'm not an expert on types. I mean, the normal ones I remember, like fire, grass, water, and that, because that never changes since I'm playing. But the lesser types, I don't remember. Flail, nah. Yeah, I can't be bothered with that. I mean, it's probably good in niche situations, that, but I can't be bothered. There's only 5 or 6 floors there. Blazing through them. This might be the boss. Not yet. He's gone for it. So what's that? It's super effective against dark? Surely poison's not super effective against ground. Poison must be super effective against dark. And I'm sure that changes from game to game as well. It would be nice if there was some consistency, but no, not going to happen. Now this could be the boss. No. Fair enough. Another level as well. Another no move. That's not lava boom, surely. If it is, I'll be very happy. No. Defense curl. I'm sure, like, I never use any moves that aren't attacking moves. Oh, he's done it again. We'll let him have it. So I'm sure there are very good, like, non-attacking moves, but I'm just sort of too impatient with every Pokemon game to use them. Like in this game, like, agility is brilliant. Oh, leave him alone, man. Missed everything. Oh, there we go, finally. Yeah, moves like Protect can honestly fuck off. So their only real use is if, like, a Pokemon has used Solar Beam, and then you Protect the next turn and make him waste one. Otherwise, it's just a complete mess. Beginning to hate this Scorpion. I need to save this Bimness already because it keeps annoying me. But... ah, that's unlucky. 1 HP above what I had. I've lost a lot of seeds here. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've still got 4 out of 8 remaining, which do need to be more careful with them. Yep, we'll take him along for the fight. Doubt we really need him, but we will take him. Oh dear. I really need to start being more careful with this. Oh, I missed again! What's another one? I might lose it. Yeah, I'm losing so many. I've lost 5 Reviver Seeds out of the 8 we bought in this dungeon alone. I don't think I'll lose one. Oh dear. I lost another one! Lost 6! What am I doing? I need to be way more careful with it. Like, relative to the average player, I'm probably under-leveled because we have zoomed through everything without... oh god, I'm gonna lose. Sam. I'm gonna deliberately set him to water gun this time. That wasn't one kill. Yeah, we must surely be under-leveled at this point, because yeah, we've been taking out a lot. Taking a lot of damage. Entering into safety mode in these corridors now. There's that, and I think that must be... No, it's not. There's 10 floors. Oh, don't use pin this one. Oh, you did. Should have disabled it. And of course he's missed. No, don't walk away. You started that fight, you dick. Fucking knobhead Scorpy. Right, last floor. I think. Oh my god, I'm on 2 seats left now. I mean, the boss fight should be easy enough. Another level. I'm not sure if we were... I mean, I am at a type disadvantage in this dungeon, but even then I think the enemies are a big step up. There we go. Underground lake. Hearing thing. And what's that glow? I mean, if this is the real world, this is the kind of place I would love to go and visit, like a big underground cave. Water. It's the same kind of light we saw at Fogbound Lake. So it might be a time here. Oh dear. Did you come here? It's Mesprit. And I protect the time gear. And we're in for a fight. Let's have it. Right, I want acupuncture first turn, and if he doesn't use it, I will be annoyed. Potas. If I can get him in front, I mean, I'm going to set both of them to... No, I'll set the Hippopotas to go after enemies. And I'm going to hope that Scorpy uses acupuncture. Right, this Hippopotas will step up next turn. No, I want a scary face with Sam, smoke screen for myself. Nice. Go step forward. Hopefully Scorpy, no, hasn't used acupuncture. Well, maybe the Scorpy needs to get in front then, otherwise he just won't use it, so let's do that as well. And now I can... I don't need it. I mean, I don't need to see it. Let's just go for it. Nice. Where's he going? He should have stepped forward, not that way. What is he doing? He's on go after foes. Yeah, spam one of those two, we'll have him do. Oh, Sam's still on scary face. So I can use bite. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, is that easy? It was only about 5 hits. We had a lot more trouble with the enemies than we did against the boss. I can't let you take the time here. We're not here to take it. Don't lie to me. From Yuxi using telepathy. That was your doing, wasn't it? It wasn't us. Then who is it? Ah, shit. It's Grovyle. I must apologise, but I will be taking that time gear. Straight away. Taking us out. Both in one hit. I have no choice. And he's wiped out Mesprit as well. Taking us out again. He's completely destroyed everyone. He's going for the time gear. It looks like he's got it. He's taken the fourth. I love that scene. Time will stop around the underground lake. Run with all our might. There we go. We've established Grovyle as just a complete beast at this stage. He's wiped us both out immediately, taken out Mesprit, and then wiped us out again. All in one move. So now we know what we're up against. Chapter 12, the only option. There we go, we're back to the guild. Mesprit's under protection now. That's right, the time gear was stolen. If only we had one tiny hint. Maybe not necessarily. Dustin's got an idea. One time gear was at Fogbound Lake. Another was at Underground Lake, guided by Ixie and Mesprit. Three Pokemon in total represent the Spirit World. There's another one. The last of them is Azelf. Good logo, Azelf. They might have another time gear. The fact that they were both encountered lakes, so it makes sense that Azelf's by a lake as well. Dustin having some very good ideas. Like at this point, I think the player could have ascertained that Azelf would be guarding the time gear as well. Like before Dustin did, given that the other two spirit Pokemon did. Maybe the other places we searched, Eastern Forest and Crystal Cave, could still be hiding secrets. And then Dustin has a very good idea that I don't think the player would have had at this stage. Crystal you picked up, and may I borrow it? Zach, I want you to touch Bidoof's crystal. So this is a better idea that, like, as the player, we maybe wouldn't have had this idea. So Dustin's knowledge is kind of prevalent. It may trigger the dimensional scream. And this is the point where the guild finds out about it as well. I mean, at this point, Corfish knows. But there's no reaction in this scene to suggest that Corfish knows already, because he was there at Fogbound Lake with us. Sometimes when I touch something, I have a vision of the future or the past. So Corfish has the exclamation mark above his head there. I didn't notice that before. There's really an ability like that. He's seen it before. So this is weird dialogue, to be honest. You saw me have it at the Groudon statue. Everyone's looking at Bidoof. Can't refuse a reason like that. Right. So I've touched the crystal. The one that Bidoof found in Crystal Cave. And there we go, it's triggered. Seen Grovyle and Azelf in a place that looks rather crystally. So Grovyle's beat Azelf in a fight. And looks to be going for the time gear. And that was the 5th time gear, which would have been the final one. Told the guild division. Might be Azelf. Oh, I do. Well, we know it's Azelf. Then Charmaco, very good question. Did you see the past or the future? And at this point, we don't know. So it might have already happened. Grovyle may already have all 5 time gears. And at this stage, Dustnor again, his knowledge kind of comes in because he has a very good idea that, I mean, the player could have ascertained, but he certainly had this idea better than I did. And you can infer that from what Mesprit said. And Mesprit told us that Yuxi used this telepathy to tell him that the time gear was stolen, but never mentioned his elf. So Dustnor's quite correct in suggesting that because Mesprit didn't mention his elf, it's probably an event of the future rather than the past. So yeah, very intelligent links that I certainly wouldn't have made when I played this game as a kid for the first time. That's fine. I think the vision indicated the presence of a time gear, because this is explained later on. I'm giving away some spoilers here, but in the future, the dimensional screen only works when there's a time gear around. And the characters from the future are surprised when, in this past, it can happen anywhere. So I think that line of dialogue kind of suggests that Dustnor thinks, because the dimensional scream occurred, it must be around the time gear. So maybe it's in Crystal Cave. It's our only option. We're going to have to go there. Let's go. This isn't the scene where the Guildmaster's been asleep, is it? I think it is, isn't it? I thought this only happened once, but because it happened at the start of the game, I thought that was it. Guildmaster is fully asleep with his eyes open. There he goes, waking up. And everyone, we're going off the Grovyle. I love that. Wigglytuff knows exactly what's happened despite being asleep for the whole thing. Good pokey banter. Dustnor's coming with us. I will accompany you to Crystal Cave. Let's do our best. Chatot's still in shock. On to Crystal Cave, and we're going to go straight for it. I mean, we've lost a lot of Reviver Seeds, so I will check the shop to see if there is any there. Because I don't think Crystal Cave is as difficult as Northern Cave, especially given our type disadvantage. And it'll be a-okay if we can get Flamethrower here. Please! Oh well. I think we should kind of work out inventory. So yeah, 2 Revive Seeds. Let's sell some stuff in case. We lost a lot. I want to keep Energy Ball. I'm going to do something special a bit later. Buy the Reviver Seeds and check storage as well, so hopefully we've got a few more bits in there. Do those yet. Okay, we've got loads of Revive Seeds. Never mind. We should be absolutely fine. That could be good actually. And I do want to use the Violent Seeds in this dungeon. Because at the end of this dungeon there is a boss fight that you do not have to win. But naturally if you don't, you're going to lose all of your Reviver Seeds. So I do want to win it. Very much like the Bidoof one in the first special episode. The story implies that you get beat. Got enough money for 2 TMs now. Flamethrower and Water Pulse. And they finally appear. Right, let's get straight in. Dismiss the other team members once we get there. The two-parted dungeon. I do like this theme. But to me, this isn't a dungeon theme. This is kind of a stop and think theme. I mean, the second part of this dungeon has the kind of more intense dungeon theme. Right, let's get rid of that twat straight away. Stop him using that stupid ability. And Scorpy must go as well. Very good start. One step and I get a Reviver Seed. I'll accept him, but I'll get rid of him because I can't be bothered to take any more members at this point. Let's go for it. Yeah, this is just not a dungeon theme at all. I don't know how many floors the first bit has. In my head it's 13, but that could be completely wrong. Chased, but no, let's turn around here. I do need a move like roll out. I think that's when you unlock with a level, but I need something to kind of counter the type disadvantage. I think you can learn Dragon Claw at some point as a Typhlosion, maybe not as a Cyndaquil. Won't necessarily counter the type disadvantage, but it's quite a nice move to have. Consume that. Might as well. I'm always hoping for a good TM. Ideally they'd be done by colour. You can have a red TM, which could be Flamethrower. So there's nothing in this game stopping you from getting like the pseudo legendaries early on. In the mainstream, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I'll skip. Not a bad move though. I don't think self-destruct can actually KO a Pokemon. I think it does it before. Yeah, in all the mainstream Pokemon games, you can't get the pseudo legendary until very late in the game. Like in Pokemon Silver, for example, you can't even get it until after you've done all the gyms and the champion, and then all of going back to the Johto region as well. Only in that last place before the red fight can you get the Tyranitar. But in this game, it's just Beldum's around here already. Actually, that's not true. In Fire Red, you can get Dratini in the Safari? I think you fish in the Safari. They're rare as hell. There we go, 23. Still no new move. I think it's a while before we get Lava Plume. That's the only one I want, really. I think it's level 40 off the Flamethrower if we don't get the Purple Kecleon TM. Messy floor layout in this dungeon. It's taken a while. Dead end. This theme is so laid back, it's ridiculous. I want the proper dungeon theme. We don't get it until the second level. Oh dear. Oh. There we go, final room we check. These floors are taking ages. Need some luminous orb or saw. There's a seed that takes you straight to the stairs, but I can't remember what it's called. Do the max elixir now. Green. I can't remember which Pokemon this isn't effective on. So maybe it's the... So that was fine with Sam. I think green is grass. I guess it's then the type that you would be super effective against is the least effective gummy to consume, I think. I can never remember it's the one you're super effective against or the one super effective against you. But it looks like it's the former. I'm not very effective. Right, Protect's really annoying in this game. In the main game, it's only one turn, but it looks like quite a few in this one. There we go, getting loads of levels in these past 2 dungeons. Must have been a big step up. Actually, not what that one does. Damage on the target. Fair enough. Not worth picking up, but interesting. The best orbs, the only ones you really want to get are Petrify orbs and Luminous orbs, really. I suppose Quick orbs as well, to a certain extent, but you could just use Agility. Ah! Not good. No! It's like 4 in a row that hit. Alright, I might smoke screen and then swing. And hope it's not a 1 turn thing. No, all good. Oh, miss. Lovely. Well played from me. Hungry already. It's been a while since we've actually had to eat food to survive in a dungeon. I think they got rid of that in Gates to Infinity. Did they bring it back in Super? I can't remember. It's certainly in DX, eating. See, in Gates to Infinity, they just had nothing. It was such a useless waste of a game. Because it had the impression of being so rushed. Because it only had, what, a third of the Pokemon in it? Like, the previous 2 games they'd chosen the generations they wanted to use and included everything in that and all of the previous generations. But there we go, midway point, Crystal Cave Depths. Clearing scene. Yeah, in Gates to Infinity, no eating, no recruitables. Legendaries wise, that is. I can't remember if it had recruitable normals. So we have 3 crystals in different colours. These crystals are the key. They're the same way. So the character doesn't have the feeling that they've been here before yet, which is interesting. Because you would have thought they'd have the same feeling here as they did at Fogbound Lake and Quicksand Desert. Flashing back to the previous mysteries. Some pools around this passage. This place could lead to Azov's Lake. Should be a secret here. Crystal changes colour when you touch it. Try touching them. We've touched the crystal, which probably means we're going to have a vision. There it is. It's interesting to see that we only get dialogue, we don't get any visions, and I think that might be the case for anywhere that is connected to a time gear. So time gears certainly change the ability. I mean, in the future, the Dimensional Scream only triggers when there's a time gear around. All the colours of the crystals were made one. What is the colour? So I think it's quite an easy puzzle, this one, if you read the dialogue. If you don't, you're probably just running around guessing. This happened once before, and that was at Fogbound Lake. So the connection there is the time gear, but... So I don't know if in the future you only ever get dialogue visions. I don't think there are any in the future, but maybe that's how it works then. To match the colour, obviously. Right, there's one thing here that I always do, that I have to do, it's just run away. Because the partner's a long way away. I don't know why, I just have to do it. It's clear as crystal, or could it be the colour of cold water? Right, time to run. Yes. It's because he's so far away, I don't know why that amuses me so much. But... And as soon as he catches up to you, it's straight back to normal. That's the only time in the game you can do that. Right, the colour's blue for I'm sure it's an easy enough thing anyway, but there we go. Nice and... Maybe I want to save before we do this. Should be fine anyway. I don't I think we can beat the boss with what we have. We've got 4 or 5 of others. There we go. I mean, for a DS game, the graphics and animations aren't brilliant, obviously, because it's a DS game, but... yeah. There's the theme! That's the one I wanted! Absolutely love this theme as well. This is the proper dungeon theme now for Crystal Cave. Let's roll! We're off to Azel's Lake. See, this theme, like... this is the theme of a crystal. I don't know how they've done that so well, really. Because this theme just sounds crystally. Alright, Floatzel's got Aqua Jet. I need to be careful of that because that's a 2-tile move. Didn't remember that. Bagon as well, so you can get 2 pseudo legendaries out of this dungeon. Nothing yet. I know it's a while before we get any good moves, but it's always exciting checking. I don't know how many floors are in this bit, but I'm pretty sure this isn't a 2-party thing for now. I think this is the second part, really. Have we got any gummies? I'm sure we had one in the bank. I'll take that out. No, I'm just annoyed that I can't do Type Advantage Master yet, because that is for a partner, and certainly for being lazy. That is quite an essential one. Survivor, there's still no Type Advantage Master. I can't remember what that is. Okay, does nothing for a partner Pokemon then. That'd be quite a useful one for the main character, but nothing for Cern. We're having a lot less trouble here than we did in Quicksand Cave. I guess that's just tight. Oh dear. Didn't actually see him. Yes, is that the one that takes you to the stairs? I think it is. I'm not even going to check, I'm just going to eat it. Yeah, there you go. Lovely, straight on the stairs. Energy ball. Got one of them already, so I'm not going to bother. Could sell it, but not bothered. Oh dear. Yeah, again, there's very few items in that room, so I wouldn't have seen that coming had I actually stopped, but I didn't anyway. Right. We have Slumber Orb, which should be good. Quick Orb, also good. Decoy would be quite good here as well. I'm I'm going to boost the speed first. Slumber, I think. Yeah, right, what I'll do is have Sam run. I want him positioned up in that corridor, and then I'm not even going to use the slumber orb, I'm just going to attack. No. I'm just going to make a pause. I do want the XP from this, because this is going to be quite good. So, let's just do a normal... Let's do a smoke screen. Start the upside and stacking. Right, that's going to miss. I want Sam there. Let's change him back now. And now everything is filtered through the corridor. And we're sped up. So let's take this nice and slowly. Just attack everything. Many XPs will be gained. So many absols though, with pressure. I'm going to lose a lot of EP. There you go, there's the first level. This is just like what Leonidas did in Sparta. In 300. Sam's still okay with water. Yeah, I'm going to use that again. Right, let me get in a cheeky attack. Yep, nice. Why did I do that? What am I doing? There we go. Right, now let's do it. Could actually get through this without using any revival seeds, which would be quite an accomplishment. Right, do I have time? Right, we're still sped up, so I think I do have time to use it on maximum. So if I have one. No, I don't, never mind. I might just have to use a revival seed instead. Is he out for water now? Looks like these are the last three. These are out of water now. Oh dear. Okay, that's fine. Could have been worse. Another level. Yeah, definitely worth it for the XP. We're pretty much drained of PP completely, but no revival seeds used. Beautiful, job done. Mission success, and we get 2 gummies for our efforts. Give them both to Sam. As soon as he gets type advantage master, I'll start giving a few to myself. Oh, that's all my PP, isn't it? Right. Well, I need him to take me out here, really, to regain some moves. I'm just going to have to normal attack everything otherwise. Or switch for some. When we're at the point where being knocked out would actually be quite advantageous here. In terms of regaining moves. Is that the last floor? No, we've still got a few more to get through. In my head it's... is it 15? I can't do anything other than smoke screen. I mean, I do struggle if I could. There we go, now the PP's back. Now we can one-shot everything, if we learn. Now we're back to winning ways. nearly there. I don't know what we're going to do if we get a second monster else. Okay, we're there. Job done. Only 13 floors. And this is, I think this is one of the most beautiful places in the game, to be honest. I mean, you only ever see it in this scene. I think if you come back here, you can maybe walk up. There's a time gear thing. Beautiful. You can maybe walk up to the platform, but you can't see it in the same detail as you can in the story. Over there, there's the glow. There's someone there. What's it going to be? That's Grovyle. Oh dear. Now I'll take it, the time gear. There's the scene we saw. It must have been the future. Can't take it. This is what I saw. Who is that over there? Let's run. We don't have any recruit Pokemon to help us this time. I must apologise. I must take that time gear. So Grovyle's very polite as well, even though he's clearly a villain. We're very polite, just like us now. Hold it. You know my name. Heard it from UC and Mesprit. I also thought I could possibly lose, so I set up a failsafe system. The eyes have gone. What did you do? Tremors. And there's the failsafe. The crystals have completely blocked Grovyle from getting the time gear. You'll never get it now. Even in exchange for my life. I need to have it and I will get it. Even if it means eliminating you. Well, we're here to save the day. I have no quarrel with you. Out the way. Leave me with no choice. Knock you out first. Here we go. Here's the Grovyle fight. Right, Grovyle has quick attack, so if I step to the left, he might attack. Is there anything I can do with this first turn? Oh yeah, Vitamin Seed, that's what we'll do. That's for me. Okay, good. Right, Sam needs Scary Face. I'm going to select screen, and then he can do Ice. You don't have to win this fight, but I want to. If you do lose it, obviously you're going to lose all your Revival Seeds. 140 damage. This should be quite straightforward, actually. And he's burnt. And he's cringing. Blasted him out straight away. And that's a fight you don't have to win. Because that happens anyway. So that hit. Sam can't talk. And the main character can't move. Sam's going to take another one. This is all for the time gear, forgive me. Dusknoir's in. Grovyle versus Dusknoir. Dusknoir's tough. As tough as Grovyle. It's been too long. They know each other. Even here. You chased me even here. Surprised to see you in this world. So you'll fight. And he's gone. Grovyle's escaped. And Dusknoir's gone too. What's just happened? Neither of us can move. We're feeling faint. We are completely eliminated. Even though we won that fight easily, the story has to make us lose. Need to get them back to the guild. There we go, lifted the clouds. There we go, finally regaining consciousness back at the guild. We're both okay. So what happened? Is his elf okay? Okay, his elf's fine. What about the time gear? Everyone coming in. Bit of getting emotional, obviously. Something I need to tell everyone. Oh yeah, we're the only ones that saw that scene between Dustnor and Grovyle. Going with Dustnor, or he chased after him, we think. What is that? It's an alert from Magnemite. Emergency call. Please gather at Main Square in Treasure Town. Major announcement. Oh, Zelf's there. I didn't even notice that before. That might be the first time in any of the playthroughs I've had where I've noticed the Zelf is there. So Zelf's obviously not guarding the time gear at this point. Chapter 13 are on now. Dustnor's Secret. Yuxi and Mesprit are there as well. Something serious must be happening if we're all here. So at this point in the game, it's like so blatantly clear that Grovyle is like the worst thing to have ever happened. Like all three of those Pokemon were knocked out by Grovyle. We've been knocked out by him, well, both in Crystal Cave and in Quicksand Desert. Grovyle and Dustnor at this point. And the fact that Grovyle ran kind of implies that Dustnor on his own is tougher than Grovyle on his own. Thank you for saving us. What happened? He slipped away. So this is the first of kind of... I think this only happens twice in the main game. I think it might happen once again at the post-game story. This is one of two times where pretty much every Pokemon we know is gathered in Pokemon Square. Several time gears has been stolen, and the flow of time has come to a standstill. Failed to steal a time gear, so the fifth one was protected after all. And it's those claps that... they're false claps, and... it's a difficult sound to pinpoint. Because they're all cheering Dustnor and we get the claps again. It's difficult to explain the kind of emotional reaction to those claps. Because they're at a time when they shouldn't be clapping the things they're clapping. Grovyle remains at large. And he's going to attempt to steal that time gear again. Sam asked me the following question, did I know Grovyle? And he did. Time gear theme. Grovyle is a Pokemon that came here from the future. In the world of the future, he'll be a notorious criminal. Dustnor's not lying though. He has a large bounty on his head. To avoid capture, he fled to the past. Grovyle plotted, causing the planet's paralysis. World where the planet has become paralysed. And winds blow. Day never comes. Neither spring nor summer ever comes. A world of unrelenting darkness. So I think that cutscene there is done so well, because you see that cutscene again later, and you kind of realise what has happened. This world will end in ruin if the time gears are stolen. It's about you, Dustnor. Why do you know so much? And how do you know Grovyle if he's from the future? It's because I too am a Pokemon from the future. My objective is to capture Grovyle. Again, not lying. Somehow capture him. And here comes the plan. Everyone's willing to help. So everyone is in the same agreement that we need to catch Grovyle. Yeah, the Northern Cave, Quicksand Cave theme again. Grovyle knows that he has to defeat me. Come after us up. Suggesting that they bait the trap. All three of them are happy to do that. Here we go. Like everyone to spread a rumour, get the word out that the three Pokemon have gone to seal the time gear away, Crystal Cave. Ask them to actually go there. That's when we jump in. Yeah! Let's all do that. All 30 of us will have me though. I'm sorry. Prefer to work alone? Why? Or I'll be extremely wary. He'll be cautious in the extreme. So if it was a massive ambush, he'll catch on. And that's that. There's the plan. And there's nothing we can do about it. I think that's Chatot's use of the Yontar there, the Wigglytuff special, but that might be the only time he does that. If that's what it takes, we have to stand down. He stayed awake, thank God. And there we go. All we have to do is spread the rumour, and there's nothing more we can do than that. It's a shame to be left out, but that's what we have to do. In the meantime, we busied ourselves spreading the rumour. And that's the current situation. Go about jobs in the usual manner. And that's all it's going to be for the next few days. So I think this is the last time in the main game that we actually have the opportunity to do missions. After that, it's all 100% story, and that's what makes the game the best part of the game, really. We get another special episode now. Oh no. Right, I think I'm intentionally not going to do that because I want to continue with the main game right up until the end now. Because the story's too good to jump out of it. So let's do a couple of days of missions and then get back into the story. Okay, so that's the first day of missions complete. I don't think it's the next day where the story progresses, but we get a little bit of dialogue progression. So I'll chase Grovyle to the past. He certainly did. We have to trust Dustnor about this. So Sam is one of the more stubborn characters when it comes to change, I think, the partner Pokemon in general. So that's gonna create for some interesting dialogue when we come to it. But yeah, that was the first day. I think it's just dialogue here. I don't think we progressed yet, but let's go and find out. Let's get the update from the morning briefing. What's the news? We have not yet received word. Okay. We don't know. Received no information at all. Stand down until we receive the word, so let's just get back to work. Second day of rescues. And there is the second day of missions complete. I think we get a little bit of dialogue now. I can't remember if it's the next day that we get story progression or the day after. So there's Sam's wondering. Can't sleep thinking about whether or not they're fighting. Like that's possible. Those that played the game before kind of may see the irony in this dialogue. It's hard to accept that Pokemon could come from the future. What is it like? Is the future like the present day, or is it a world at peace? Again, just kind of foreshadowing and irony in that piece. There's so much intelligence in this dialogue in this game compared to the main Pokemon games, where it is just a kid's game and you're kind of mollycoddled through everything. Lots of foreshadowing, lots of irony, lots of kind of the player knowing more than the characters at times. Right, let's go to the morning briefing. Do we have an update? Diglett's not there. We have yet to receive word. Consider this a test of your patience. There goes the siren. Right, this for me is possibly one of the most iconic scenes in the whole game coming up. They've captured Grovyle. He's been caught. Grovyle was captured by the Great Dusknoir. He will return to the future with Grovyle. He'll be going through a tunnel called the Dimensional Hole. We should just say goodbye. Honestly, the upcoming scene in Treasure Town, this is the second time we'll be meeting in Treasure Town. This is one of the most impactful scenes, because knowing the end of the game, like, I imagine a lot of people have played this before and seen how the story goes. It's sort of one of the most frustrating scenes to look back on. And this is a scene where, a bit of trying to dive into the Dimensional Hole. This is the scene where you get the clapping. The 3 spirit Pokemon are there. It's the scene where you get the clapping when the Pokemon should not be clapping. They're all safe. Plan worked to perfection. Grovyle's been captured. And we regained all the time gears. So Grovyle's been reset to 4 out of 5 time gears, all the way back down to 0. Here he comes. Make way. And there are Grovyle, Dusknoir, and the 2 Sableye. Grovyle captured. He looks like a bad guy, that's for sure. The world was nearly ruined because of him. And they're saying this to him. Grovyle has been captured. And there are the claps. They're just practically haunting. Because this is so wrong. As you can see, Grovyle is a vicious and wicked Pokemon. His capture should result in lasting peace for your world. That exact scene there is, I think, the moment where, I think, even as a kid, I must have played this when I was maybe 11 or 12 for the first time. I had my doubts at this point. A muffled Grovyle trying to say something, trying to protest what Dusknoir was saying. It's time for me to return to the future. Must bid you farewell. And this, again, this music is haunting because it's the wrong tone. We know. We got the time gears back. I'll make sure they're returned to their rightful places. You have literally saved us all. This is so wrong. Right, the time has come. Grovyle gets shoved back in unceremoniously. And the Sableye go through. Dust Knot. Everyone upset, Chatot in particular. Just before he goes in, oh yes, before I go, I must see 2 Pokemon. Sam and Zach, the player and the partner. So this is really goodbye. Thank you sincerely. This is goodbye. And then the one line that is devastating at this point with the sad music. Or is it? It's too soon for farewells. You two are coming with me. What just happened? And that line, I think, is the last line we get from the whole of the present day for ages. And that's it. We're gone. We've fallen in. And that's it. That is like... I was having my doubts... I barely remember the first time I played this game, but I was having my doubts on whether or not the correct thing had happened up to that point. But that, for me, is one of like the biggest shocks in gaming for me. I mean, it's rarely a thing that happens in a Pokemon game, but obviously Mystery Dungeon's different. And now I'm deliberately going to leave it there on the cliffhanger. So thank you very much for watching, and in the next episode we will find out what has just happened, and I'll see you then. Peace.